does it just as a poser, honestly.
Poser?
Like a poser, yeah.
Well, good morning, guys. Chef from Riding Free. It is a glorious morning here in Georgia. Temperature is about 70 degrees. Before I left the house, I started seeing some leaves falling from the tree, so fall is not far away. Thankfully, down here you can ride pretty much most of the year, which is outstanding. So, something I want to talk about today is a fun topic. Might poke a finger at some people and they might feel a little dejected by it, but hey, the whole point of what I like to do is create vlogs that people are going to want to chat about and have some fun with it. So, question of the day: what is the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist, and where do you fall on that spectrum? And we're going to get into that topic in just a second. But if you do have a comment, please leave a comment below. Generate some conversation. It'd be fun. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification, let you know when things come out. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you coming back time and time again. Help support this channel and help let it grow. So, are you a motorcyclist or are you a biker? Definitely a question. And I'm sure people have a wide array of opinions. And we're actually going to take a poll on this when I get to work and see what other people have to say. And I would be interested in what you have to say about it as well. So, my opinion of motorcyclist versus biker. And I don't care which side of the spectrum that you fall on, because either way, if you ride a motorcycle, it makes you awesome. But this is something that I've heard people talk about before. A friend of mine actually has a shirt that says, "In a world full of motorcyclists, be a biker." And some people might say, what in the world does that shirt mean? Is there a difference between a motorcyclist and a biker? I think yes. There definitely is a difference between a motorcyclist and a biker. And I will give you my perspective on it in the fact that I think a biker lives more of a lifestyle in the motorcycle community. And that's plain and simple. I think, to me, and I thought about this for a while, I think that is really the thick and thin of it, is the difference between the two. Because if you think about it, bikers ride motorcycles, motorcyclists ride motorcycles. People enjoy riding. That's on both ends. So, like I said, I think a biker lives more of a lifestyle. And what do I mean by that? I think bikers tend to ride, I don't want to say more often, but I think bikers ride with a different purpose. So, like today, I'm going to work. I'm riding my motorcycle. It's part of what I do. It's part of my lifestyle, is riding whenever I can ride. Now, motorcyclists ride, but I think motorcyclists in general ride, I don't want to say in the weekends, I don't want to use the term like weekend warrior, but I think motorcyclists ride for more of a recreational purpose, more of a fun outlet. You might say, well, Chef, bikers do the same thing. Yeah, it's different. if you truly understand the word biker and the biker culture itself, it's not about owning a Harley Davidson and having Harley Davidson t-shirts and a wallet chain. That's not the point, because motorcyclists can do the same thing, okay? But I think a biker truly lives the motorcycle lifestyle. They ride all the time. Bikers like tend to view riding as life. You know, Harley's logo that they have on a lot of their stuff is live to ride. And I think that is a biker thing. I think motorcyclists, like I said, ride more recreationally, you know, maybe as an outlet, maybe a hobby. And that's not to say that motorcyclists aren't good people. It's not to say that they don't ride, they don't like motorcycles. So please don't even think that. But bikers live the lifestyle that they've got to be riding. It's truly part of who they are. It is in their blood. It is, you know, for me, it's the being of who I am. You can ask my wife. I spend so much time talking about motorcycles. I work in the motorcycle industry. I ride as much as I can. It's all I talk about is doing things to this motorcycle, making it better, you know, customizing it to my liking. Always doing different things. I watch motorcycle videos on YouTube all the time. If it's a show about motorcycling, I'll watch it, just because I am so immersed into the biker culture. I can't get enough of it. It is addicting. And I think that's something that some people may not understand about riding a motorcycle and where they fall in the biker motorcyclist spectrum, as I will call it. Some people just may not understand that need and addiction that I think bikers understand more. If you've ever seen the, you know, motorcycle helmet sticker, it said, if I have to explain, you wouldn't understand. Well, that's a very key point to bikers. It's hard to describe to people what the feeling is like with riding and the culture itself. You know, I talked about the culture and where the culture within the motorcycle world is going. If you haven't watched that video, I'll put a link to the description down below for you. But the culture itself is something significant. And yes, there are events that motorcyclists go to. Motorcyclists go to bike nights. Motorcyclists participate in bike rallies. But like I said, I think the true difference is how it affects your life. And with motorcyclists, you know, they enjoy riding. That's something that they do, but it doesn't make your life revolve. I think one of the big things with bikers, when bikers are out riding, it is truly not about the destination, it is about the ride. And as we're comparing this, just for the sake of conversation, motorcyclists may enjoy the ride to where they're going, but I think for bikers, it is truly, truly, truly about the ride. Because there's sometimes you can get on your motorcycle and you don't care where you're going. It doesn't matter. It just depends on the ride in between point A and point B. And I think for some people, you know, it's about the destination. And yes, anytime that you ride and take a trip, it is about getting to where you need to be going. But the ride is what fuels the soul. And I think that's the thing for me. And and I consider myself on the biker end of the spectrum. I live the lifestyle. Like I said, my whole world is around motorcycles. It's what I do. Obviously, it's what I do for a living, so that's an added fun thing for me, is being able to work in the motorcycle industry. I'm around it all the time. I'm very passionate about it. You know, everybody has something that they enjoy doing and enriches their life, but there are other things that truly make you happy and replenish your soul. And like my wife, for example, Mrs. Chef, loves music, always has her headphones with her, always has her phone, always listening to something, and she just absolutely loves going to concerts. That's her thing, and I'm completely fine with that. Everybody has something, but I understand what that does for her, as I understand what motorcycling does for me. Now, Mrs. Chef rides a motorcycle, and when we have time, we don't have the grandbabies, and she goes out on a ride. It does hit her soul as well, but it doesn't do it like music does for her. So everybody has something that hits a spot in their heart, in their mind, in their soul. And for me, that is riding my Harley Davidson motorcycle. Now, speaking of Harley Davidson, speaking to a lot of people and just off the hip asking questions about what they thought what the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist was, I've actually had some people say, well, you can't be a biker if you don't have a Harley Davidson. So I'm a big Harley loyalist and enthusiast, and I appreciate that answer, but I tend to disagree. And I am hands down 100% a Harley guy. I will probably never ever own another motorcycle brand. Just my opinion. But I don't think you have to have a Harley Davidson to be a biker. And that's perfectly fine. I'm particular about this brand that I'm riding, and just my opinion. But you don't have to have a Harley to live a biker lifestyle. You know, other things people talk about, you have to have a wallet chain, and you know, you have to have tattoos. Those things are not prerequisites to being a biker. Those things are a side effect of being a biker. A lot of people don't get tattoos until they really get into the motorcycle culture, the biker culture specifically, and it transforms some people. I've seen it happen. It happened to me. I didn't have a lot of tattoos. I had a couple of tattoos on my upper arms, but really when I got into this and I transitioned into being a biker, and it's not like I got up one day and just said, hey, I'm gonna become a biker. That transition happens by riding and experiencing motorcycles and getting out there and loving this and having a passion for it. But once I made that transition and I started to feel the difference between riding a motorcycle and having fun on a motorcycle and it literally being the part of the core of my soul, I got more tattoos, and I have different things. They're not all motorcycle related, but you just like tattoos. I like that. Some people don't, and that's perfectly fine. But the tattoos are a side effect of living the lifestyle. Now, there are plenty of people out there who have tattoos that aren't bikers, and yes, I understand that. But in the biker culture itself, a lot of people have ink. Just plain and simple. You know, somebody actually said that you have to have long hair and a beard to be a biker. Otherwise, you're just a motorcyclist. And I think, again, not a prerequisite, kids. It's a side effect. Think about it, man. When people started really having the motorcycle boom and the biker culture started becoming a big thing, look at what time it was. Really, when you had the glorious rise of motorcycles, it was during the freedom movement, the hippie movement, you know, all about peace, and a lot of people had long hair. And why do you have long hair? Well, because you can. That's the whole part about the freedom of it. You know, nobody's going to tell people to cut their hair and how to conform to a lifestyle. And that's the whole thing. And that's why a lot of bikers have long hair. It's about the freedom. It's about the ability to make my own choice and choose to do what I want to do and not what somebody else tells me to do. Now, I told you I live a biker lifestyle. I have short hair just because I don't like hair touching my ears. It drives me nuts. And that's just a personal thing for me. If I could have long hair and I could get used to it, and my wife hates long hair and a long beard, I would go full on long hair, long beard. I want that shit blowing behind me while I'm riding. That's just how deep this is into my soul. I love old biker guys riding down the road and they've got their beard and it's literally split in half, and they have one half of the beard on each side and it's blowing over their shoulder. And like I said, I think I live a biker lifestyle. I view myself as a biker. But those guys with the long hair and the beards have experienced things that I haven't experienced. And man, just to see things through their eyes would be super cool. So this conversation could go on and on and on about what we think, and we can compare everything across the board. But I just wanted to stimulate some conversation, pop some thoughts into your head, maybe give you something to talk to your riding friends about. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. I can't wait to get to work because I am going to poll some of my coworkers on what they think, and I'm going to put that video in this video as well so you can see some differences. If you enjoyed today's topic, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do that for me. Help get the channel growing and get the information out there so we can have fun. I hope to see you back very soon. And remember the principle of what my channel is about: riding motorcycles and being free. So if you get the opportunity, shake a hand of somebody who allows us to be riding free. And don't forget, when you're out there living either the biker lifestyle or the motorcyclist lifestyle, it's because people put themselves on the line every day that allow us to be out riding free. Until next time, y'all be safe. We'll catch you later.
All right, this is my boy Bobby. Bobby rides every single day, everywhere. The man is like into motorcycles. So Bobby, question of the day, 30 seconds or less, what is the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist? I know I throw you on the spot, so it's not choreographed because I want true opinion on here. What's the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist in your opinion?
So a motorcyclist strictly rides, doesn't really get involved in the culture. A biker is going to be with other bikers, rides every day, and going to be at bike events, group rides, things like that. Motorcyclists, they just ride just to ride usually.
All right, this is Cooper. Cooper, when did you buy this bike?
Back in April.
Back in when?
April.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
How many miles you got on it today?
We are sitting at 10,722.
So Cooper rides every day, rain, sleet, snow.
Biker and a motorcyclist, pretty much someone that's dedicated, that loves to ride no matter what.
Okay.
And motorcyclist does it fair weather.
Oh. You ride in fair weather?
I ride in every weather.
So are you a biker or a motorcyclist?
I'm a biker all the way.
All right, guys, this is Becky, one of the girls that works here. How long you been in the motorcycle industry?
About 8 years.
All right, so female perspective, honest opinion, 30 seconds or less. Just tell me what you think the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist is.
A biker is lifestyle. A motorcyclist is just somebody who just does it just as a poser, honestly.
Is it a poser?
Like a poser, yeah.
Dang. All right, so this Corey. Corey is another one of those guys that rides every single day. It's his daily means of transportation. So, 30 seconds or less, your opinion, just shoot from the hip. What's the difference between a biker and a motorcyclist?
Oh God.
I don't know, put you on the spot. I want it unadulterated, no filter.
Unadulterated. Well, I guess me coming up, a biker compared to a motorcyclist. A biker was always, you know, the dirty dude with the chaps and leather and, you know, rode Harley, if not American. And then a motorcyclist is kind of a bro who is will ride anything. Mainly probably European or Japanese.
All right, guys, this is Brian. Check out Brian's ride. Brian has motorcycle and this beautiful caddy behind us. He's in the hot rod today. 30 seconds or less, Brian. What is the difference, in your opinion, between a biker and a motorcyclist?
Wow. 30 seconds or less. All right. The biker's the diehard. The biker lives and breathes and wears and sleeps with his bike and is out there in the field at a rally, just, you know, laying next to it, drinking with it, hugging it, making love to it. And then the enthusiast is the guy that plays dress up on the weekend and goes rolling out just to do some bar hopping, just to relive some of the past when they were younger.